Hello once again, everyone. After a fitful night's sleep and sweating out the 5 pints I had last night, we're back for another game in the Twilight Struggle League on Saito. I am playing SJ, and I'm USA, and not the worst opening hand. Plenty of ops here, and a card for blockade. So, let's just put my hand in. Shame about the 2 1-oppers, but I'm not greedy. Got plenty of 4s and 3s that I can use. I think containment might be best here. We can eke maximum value. We'll get 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5, 4 or 5, 4 clean ops out of it at least, which is alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. Using CIA as a 2. Yeah. Right. We go 4-4-2, because we can't defend against socialist governments. I've zoomed out a little bit. Keisha's made the point that I seem to be very hot on zooming in. 4-4-2. Headline containment. I think that seems fine. It's that or Asia scoring. And I think Asia scoring's a little bit... So we go containment. Obviously, if we end up turning out to be purged, at least they offset. And we would have been punished in Asia. We've got duck and cover, so they can't do anything to immediately lower DEFCON in the Thailand area. So we can walk into Malaysia next. So I guess they'll start with a coup on Iran here. If the coup fails, we'll push into Pakistan and Malaysia and set about Asia, especially as we're holding it. There you go, OG. So a 2-op coup. Bit light. Oh no, it goes straight for Thailand. Okay. So we'll use Warsaw Pact ahead of NATO. Yeah. Right. We'll go to Pakistan, to Afghanistan. My thinking being that covers the Indo-Pakistani war and we can get a coup off if they try and coup Pakistan. And if they give up the China card to coup Pakistan, that might be an advantage for us too. I'll drop chat for now. Looks like my opponent's probably not likely to be super chatty, but we can always open up later. Don't always like playing into non-battlegrounds to start, but Afghanistan's a reasonable one to do that. Gives us a VP for adjacency. Denies domination if they don't do anything in particular. EEU. Coups Iran, so we can now counter-coup Iran. Let's remove adjacency to Italy and drop Poland. So, yeah, counter-coup on Iran, I think. Miserable. So they'll get the last coup off on Iran. So we should then play into Lebanon, and we could always play into India for a sneaky domination. No, 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 not domination. They've got 2 battlegrounds. Doi. So, yeah. Hmm. Gonna coup? Brilliant coup fails. Okay, well, at least we had a comedy of errors there. So we'll use CIA for ops, and we're going to fill Iran and Lebanon. Presenceless domination, just in case they're holding it, but also throws them off the trail so we can ditch Asia for 0. Because I'd expect the natural response here to be 2 into Iraq to fill. Yeah. I suppose there is a case to be made for potentially doing something like filling France AR6, because we could space Suez AR6 if we don't get blockaded and hold Truman against de Gaulle. Although I suppose that's suboptimal. Holding a 1-op card is not what you want to be. But we'll see what they do next. I'm very much a US weather the storm person, so here if they fill Iraq, I think I still prefer to drop Asia scoring for 0 than to put 2 in Egypt. In the end, they're only doing 1-op, so Lao does create a problem for us. 1 in Syria just wants presence. Okay, that's reassuring. We drop Asia scoring for 0. And we know we're not going to get blockaded. So, we probably use Suez now for an ops advantage, right? Because they can take only 3 out of UK and Israel, and we could go 1 Israel, 3 France with it. That's appealing. Nice to see blockade drop and give us a bit of wiggle room. Oh man, yes, I'm currently cheating fate because I had paracetamol when I got up, and I normally don't allow myself when I've been out drinking the night before to consume paracetamol. I consider that to be cheating. If you're going to put toxins into your body willingly and deliciously, to then cheat the hangover as well by taking paracetamol or any other pain relief always strikes me as a hollow victory. But today, for you lot, I did it because I thought after having the misery of watching me play while drinked up yesterday, I should try and give you a solid today. Well, some heavy thinking here from SJ. Cool. Just doing some thinking. Depending on what they do, I do like using Suez here. Oh, man. Decol. That is hard. But we can still use Suez for its intended purpose. And we can fill France with it, which will stop Algeria being a problem. Indonesia, fine, yeah. Get space where you can, right? Event before ops. Suez is gone. Decol gone. Oh yes, it does it automatically. Right, so we place influence. 3 in France, and 1 back in Israel. Yeah. Okay, always nice to profit. With nuclear test ban, I'd probably go, depending on what they do, I might go to France, to UK, gain domination, cover de Gaulle, and keep Truman Doctrine in hand if they do use de Gaulle, and then try a 4-op card. And they've got Indo-Pakistani War as well. Okay, so they're loading up a scored region. I'm fine with that. So yeah, the options are use nuclear test ban, or yeah, I like it. Getting a strong head start and holding Truman means if Europe does drop next turn, which there's a 50-50 chance of it happening, we're way ahead. So it's a shame we don't get the extra op value out of containment. But that covers special relationship, if they do drop it as well. So we got de Gaulle. De Gaulle's not going to drop in their favour. Korean War can go to space, but we don't have as many ops this turn, which is a bit of a shame. Got US-Japan. And no purge, of course, and no defectors. So we might get purged here, but we've seen blockade go, so it could be worse. And Formosa. Headline. Ooh. We could go US-Japan, but that could allow us to take Korea. I think maybe here we headline Independent Reds or Formosa. Sorry, Romanian Abdication or Formosa. We haven't seen D-Style yet, so giving up Romanian Abdication to event Independent Reds later is kind of gross. If we play Formosa and take Taiwan, Japan, and India, then we're ahead of the curve there. I think I prefer Formosa. I just hate headlining their cards, even if Romanian Abdication could get neutralized by Independent Reds. I just don't think I'm that person, like, especially with Nazi scientists, fine. Especially with D Stahl still being in the deck. It's a potential disaster. So here I expect a coup on Iran. Again. So, we'll wait and see. Oh, purge, yeah. And there it is. Okay, so now we need to cover Pakistan. At least we didn't get purged. And we need to go into Egypt. Which means using US-Japan, doesn't it? 1, 2, 3. No other 3-op card, yeah. Uno, dos, tres. What about one in Algeria? Or one in Panama? One in Algeria. We can do Panama later. Yeah, so we may have to use Fidel for ops and independent reds, so we'll probably be looking to hold Romanian abdication. Oh, there's D-Star, right? So now we can use Romanian abdication, knowing they can't shift the influence. Yep. And 2 in South America. 2 in Libya, very good. 2, 3. So, We can play into Jordan, but then it's only another 2-op card for them to retake Middle East domination anyway, and we don't have a 3-op card unless we use De Gaulle, which is intrinsically problematic. We don't want to give up Europe domination and allow them to drop it for 0. Although they haven't moved into Turkey or signalled any intent there. I think the bland option is to play into Jordan and continue with tempo. Yeah, let's do that. Not great. So I expect 2 into Iraq now. And then we could event De Gaulle and go 2 Saudi, 1 France to cover. But then a 4-op card allows them to take Portugal and Turkey and deny domination. So that's not good either. Not using SocGov strongly suggests they've not got... And they cover Saudi anyway. Okay, so I think we've lost the race in the Middle East. So, we'll space Korean War. And miss. Expect to see Middle East scoring drop here. Yep. Okay, so let's event a goal and play into France. And we'll take Algeria. This is possibly foolish because of the play into Portugal and Turkey, but we can always use Fidel to take Greece in extremis. Not that we necessarily want to. And now only socialist governments punishes us, and if we can top up France with Romanian abdication towards the end of the turn, that's not bad either. What we really want is them to play Europe scoring. Let's hope they don't 5-year plan it. That would be bad for us. Arab-Israeli war. Thinking about it. Deck's quite blue. 5-year plan, Marshall Plan, Defector, Special Relationship, NATO, and NORAD. Europe scoring your intervention, Comecon, and NASA. So, yeah, I think we're really hoping to not see UN intervention on Marshall Plan or 5-year plan on Europe scoring. If we can dodge both of those gambits, we're all right. So, oh, he went to Venezuela and South Korea. It would help if I read. Okay, so we will We'll use Romanian abdication to take the Philippines and currently level up Asia, hoping to keep them away from Europe. And then AR6, we'll use Truman to pop an extra op into France, just to cover it. And if we get redealt socialist governments in the shuffle along with Europe scoring, we can just go ahead and headline Europe scoring. Got to watch out for that in the reshuffle. But things aren't great here, right? Going to -8, turn 3. Please don't 5-year plan Europe. Please don't 5-year plan Europe. UNI. Okay. Not on Marshall Plan. On NORAD. Okay, so 3 ops going down the toilet and NORAD not getting triggered. Takes Turkey. Okay, so we do have to take another battleground. Non-battleground. Frustrating. Giving up Fidel, but such is life. And we've got Truman Doctrine, which we can use to our advantage potentially as well. So, they got Europe scoring, but we got Marshall Plan, which means we could win a race in Europe. And I think that's probably the headline. So they got NASA, Europe scoring, defectors, and special relationships. So they know that they can headline what they want. And we can always independent Reds Truman Romania for an extra VP. So we're in decent shape. And we can use the Cambridge 5 in the turn because we've got no scoring card. So I think we go Marshall Plan to shore up Europe. If they start an ops war, we break Romania and try and Truman it. And we just stay ahead that way. And they're likely to coup first turn anyway, so we can just finish taking Greece. Worst case scenario, of course, is that they play socialist governments and drop Europe for 0. But they need to be redealt socialist governments for that to happen. Yeah. Seven ops in Europe is too good to pass up. Oh, dang it. At least if they do drop it, let's go Finland for adjacency 2. That'll do. Well, that's a kick in the teeth. But if they do drop Europe for 0, we get a coup on Venezuela. Mm-hmm. So let's coup Venezuela. Oh, come on. Well, that was a disgusting gambit. Exactly when you don't want to roll a 1. So now we are in terrible shape, right? Dominated in the Middle East and Asia, Europe drops to 0, behind in Africa and South America. So in a headline and an action round, we've managed to go from a prospect of development to total carnage. What fun. Where is special relationships ops going? Back into Venezuela. So we will use Comic-Con and Lao. Yeah, we're already dominating there. We're going to use Comic-Con to realign Venezuela here, because now's the time. 1, 2, 3. Nope. Oh, well. Next up, I guess, is take India, try and take Taiwan, try and stay ahead there. Oh dear. Now we are in serious trouble. Alas and alack. Still, there's plenty of ways to win. DEFCON may come to save us. So we'll see. So, that was a tap, by the way. 4 ops. Okay, yeah, so they slam plenty of ops there. Understandable. Right, let's just not get into Pakistani war, please. So we've still got time to take Taiwan and level up in Asia. 2 into Burma. So the only card we know they hold now is NASA. The rest are unknown. And we don't want to use Arab-Israeli war because we're currently at least getting 2 VP back for Milops. Duck and cover. Good thing we didn't use 5-year plan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They definitely don't have Asia scoring. So I think what I'm going to do is take Malaysia and finish taking Taiwan, because then, if we event Japan, we actually swing domination. Yeah. Good. Mid-war coming. Got a bit of a hard time. But there's ways back in. Duck and cover's gone, so we can use missile envy. Event Camp David before using Arab Israeli. Gotta remember blockades in the deck. Oh boy. Always forget that. Do something about Central America, hopefully. Muslim Rev. Decol. Me. You two. Lads. Camp. Emit. Lads. Camp. Emit. That's us. Missile envy is the headline. Please don't give me arms race in response. Something juicy like we will bury your flower power would be great. Good work going 3-2 in Venezuela, Brazil to make sure they didn't get Voice of America out. Even pulling US Japan is good for us. ABM, nuclear test ban, So any 4-up card would be sweet here. Good, nothing going on. Missile Envy it is. They headline. Ooh, Flower Power. Wow. An interesting headline. And what do they give us? Arms Race. Oh, for God's sake. Wow. Brilliantly preempted. Inconceivable. And a massive flip of Panama. I am getting reamed here. So we take Mexico ahead of Liberation Theology and try and realign out of Cuba. Absolute garbage there. VOA fails in space. So we'll take a 3-op crack. Will we? Maybe it's not worth it. We're not going to get domination. We'll drop Central America for -2. We'll event Camp David before Arab Israeli. We're definitely going to event Emit now and try and get Lone Gunman, Africa scoring, South America scoring out the deck. Spacing Decol and keeping Muslim Rev. Actually, Muslim Rev doesn't put us in a super bad spot because we're already so far behind in the Middle East. In fact, I might want to play Muslim Rev before Camp David and so on. Kitchen debates. 1 in RG, fine. Not good, not good. Okay, so let's go Muslim Rev. Influence back in Egypt. And we'll retake France. No, we'll take South Africa. Then we're only a flip of Angola off covering there. Still in a bad way on this board. Very bad way. But there's still things we can do. EU. Gonna finish jamming in South America, or are you gonna overprotect Angola? A bit of both. So here we event Camp David in preparation for using Arab-Israeli war. 567. Emit decol Arab-Israeli war. Seems fine. Or U2 incident into Saudi. You know, we need 4-6 ops, so we can't. We can go U2 3 into Saudi and then 1 into Saudi, 1 into Jordan to level up on country count in the Middle East. Korean War. But I expect to see Saudi just fill here. 1. He's good at splitting routes. Right, so now we event emit, definitely. And we're behind everywhere, so is there any harm? I suppose we do it later in the turn, so there's no complete information. Oh man, so bad. So we're going to use Arab-Israeli war to finish. Shouldn't get a penalty. Good. Will retake France. And Greece. Playing into unscored regions always makes me feel a little queasy. We really need a myth to capture South America scoring. Ideally Africa and Middle East as well, but let's not be greedy. Oh, puppet government's nice. We might get a coup here at least. What do we think? If we play into Africa, we're just going to get couped, but on the other hand, I suppose we can try realigning and or we get a counter coup. So let's go either side of Nigeria and 1 in Peru for access. And I expect to see an Africa coup. That means we can get our mill ops if they do that. They were really hoping that Voice of America went to space so they could space puppet governments too, but in the end got kind of saddled with a play that leaves them with a bad taste in their mouth. Went for... So it doesn't want to give up the mill ops. So now we event emit. Right, blockade. NTP. We're going to ditch NTB because it's too swingy a card. I think we want you an intervention in. Yeah, especially with Wheelberry still around. Oh well. And then, yeah, AR7 we want to tap Chile, I guess. NORAD. think we also wants to pop one in Canada, eh? Ah, well. So now we go influence in South America for 2VP, NORAD trigger in Canada, and pop one in Japan. No, we don't need to do that. Where's the other one going? One into Saudi, having failed to find either scoring card. -9. Oh, I'm in a bad way. In such a bad way. Yeah, I think we're going to have to use CIA here to have a hopeful one-op coup on Nigeria, which does swing domination, so it's a good reason to do it. And we could always do the turn 7 how I learned if they don't get any mill ops to get 5 VP. But I like CIA here. Complete information. Although if that complete information is I'm holding South America scoring, I'm stuffed anyway. So, a lot of cards I want to space here. I don't want to play Che, OPEC, Quagmire, or Decol. Ooh. But what we'll do is we'll space and see if they space ahead and we can leapfrog them with one small step to the 2-0 space. That would be ideal. Everything alright? No news? Just thinking hard about that headline. With so many bad cards, there's an option to Quagmire ourselves and try and, if we do get stuck, obviously we can ditch Decol and OPEC to it. But self-trapping is so bad. At least Purge is gone. But that still doesn't necessarily make it right. It's just such a nasty thing to do, and if you end up in the trap for extra action rounds, you're just giving up as much equity as you are by spacing or trying to hold the cards. And if we can get Africa scoring out, Che's not the end of the world to play. It's not great. It's not what we want to do. OPEC's worth 4 VP. Blech. So much garbage. Okay, we're going CIA. South African unrest. That's annoying. What else are you holding? Colonial Rear Guards. OAS? The clock's in the way. Founded. Yes. UN intervention, bear trap. Some sort of scoring. Brilliant. US, Japan. So that UN intervention's come back to haunt me. Well, that's something. Asia scoring. Okay. So they should drop that now. Otherwise, we can claim domination in Asia. Of course, if they're feeling bold, they can UN intervention US Japan. Or use China scoring to take it direct. And then we just start a flip war on Indonesia. So let's hope they miss that gambit, amongst other things. They may just try realigning South Africa. Yeah, they're too smart. As I would hope and expect. Nicely done. Space decol. Space decol. Man, South Africa's in serious trouble here, but yeah, we'll space it. Hooray! Now let's hope they space and succeed in spacing. Oh, for the love of all that's good. The one time you're rooting for someone and they miss. In a way, we want to fill Japan, but then we give them 4 free ops, so we can't do it immediately. So, let's one small step coup Botswana. A 2. Does nothing. You and I on? Bear trap. They hate the trap as much as I hate the trap. Oh, interesting. Okay, we're going to self-quad because we want to get rid of OPEC and Che. This is gross. But it briefly levels up the Middle East until they play into Saudi. And it gives us a chance to ditch OPEC because we can't afford to give up 4 VPs here. And we also don't want to play Che because at the moment we can snag some VP. And if we do raise DEFCON to 5, we can try and clean up some of Dodge. Gives up the China card. Doesn't want to use US Japan, I'm guessing. Right, well this can come back to haunt me. Saudi and Gulf states in South Africa, fine, okay. OPEC first. Well, now we get to ditch Che. Happy days. What a disaster. since the beginning of turn 3, it's gone pretty heinously. And with CIA gone now, we've lost another gambit. So Europe control is now our best bet. We need to get dealt John Paul and Solidarity and tear down this wall, I guess, and make a real run, or even Chernobyl. But East Germany and Poland are pleasantly underprotected. But I feel like right now that's our gambit to victory. Because pretty much every other route's closed to us. Break those two. They can repair one. Punished. Maximally punished by self-trapping. 1 in 9, though. Happens more than people think. And so far, at least, nothing kind of massive has been done by my opponent. So we need to use Alliance Progress to get out the trap to AR7 DEFCON 5 with How I Learned. And they've got a coup off, so now that's 2 more Milops. Either way, the quagmire ends. They've got US, Japan, and Portuguese. So we'll only get 3 VP, but we'll have world peace for a short while. Yeah. Peace in our time. Oh my god. Brush war at least? Where to begin? Where to begin, eh? Sadly, we're under flare power, so we don't get brush war for cheap. But Libya seems the best bet for that. ABM and Hunter still in the deck. And Cuban Missile Crisis if they want to try and protect what they've got. Nuclear subs is the upper option, but we don't really have the ops power to coup. All of our other cards are 2s, apart from We Will Bury You. We'll start with Brush War. Gives us the most flexibility on their headline. Hunter. We'll go Libya then. And we do flip it. Bonus. That only cost us a VP. Cult Rev. Well, that strongly indicates Africa scoring. Not that we can do a lot about it. And Defcon's at 3, so can't coup with We Will Bury You. So we will give up on Formosa Resolution and coup Venezuela. Good, but not great. That extra 1 did for us. If they drop Africa scoring, we definitely drop South America scoring. Do we? Maybe we don't. Maybe we do take Venezuela because it's a 2VP swing. Yeah, so now Asia's level, they can take Venezuela. Blech. It happens. Couldn't wait any longer. So, drop Middle East scoring for nothing. Oh man, Southeast Asia scoring as well. Well, this is going to get better and better for them. Up to 15 with South America scoring. Now, we can either event nuclear subs and try and coup away at Venezuela, but we don't have that many strong coup cards. Or we can play John Paul late in the turn. We'll take the China card back. Yeah, Africa plus South America is game. I think we want to hold nuclear subs for next turn. But we're in a bad way. Oh, now we're dead. So we're going to have to event nuclear subs and use John Paul. Think this might be the game. Coup Venezuela with John Paul. And anything less than stopping them re-enter Venezuela is game over. Well, it unraveled as soon as SocGov got reshuffled back in turn 3. That was definitely the pivot point at which the game came or went. So that's a little tragic. And now we've got a 1-op coup modifier. Gonna get Purge back? Yeah, of course you are. Very wise, very wise. So we coup with John Paul, and then we drop South America scoring and the game is over. Because a 1-op coup on Venezuela is not going to do it. Yep, good game, good game. Well, That's the game. Well, uh, that's game. Obviously, I'm dropping South America scoring on turn 7 because I always prefer to lose to points than DEFCON. And yeah, let me know if I could have done any different, but I do feel that turn 3 was where it all swung. So, thanks for watching. I have another game tomorrow evening, Sunday, evening UK time, against D-Rock. So, look forward to that. And bye for now. I'll let him know I'm holding South America scoring as well. Let's do that first. And I'm not, because Lone Gunman is Defcon's 4. Yes, that is what's going on. I'm not a forfeiter. Here we go. Game is over. Turn 7 or 6? Turn 6. Youch. Well, until tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Feedback always welcome, and I will see you then.